Okie dokie. See what happens here. Hey, all. This is Cashmagnet Guru coming at you. Whew. You know, I hopefully somebody will talk in the stream and say they can actually hear me. Um, because for the last 20 minutes, I was babbling to myself. so before we really get started here, and I apologize for the beginning here. Let's see what happens. Asking if people can hear me on Discord. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm really sorry. I don't. Okay, so I should have taken a screenshot of it. So, okay. So let me go ahead and restart this. Hi, all. This is Cashmagnet the Guru. I had some major technical difficulties, and I really apologize for it. I unchecked. Okay, before I start the technical difficulties, crying, my saga with that. How does my voice sound? Am I too loud? Am I too soft? I don't want to be blowing your eardrums out. So how do I sound? Sound good? Let me know. Now, with that out of the way, so let's get into the Hi, I'm Cashman the Guru, and I'm here to help you out with some passive income. Mainly with that passive income, I deal with apps for Android phones. Now, to get even more specific with that, I use Cashmagnet. I have a lot of phones on a very big network that I use that run Cashmagnet. Now, that being said, there is major changes afoot in Cashmagnetville. If you all didn't notice, there was big changes with the website that have been going on. I will get into that here in a little bit. And in a couple of weeks or so, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. The app is going to get revamped. I mean, total makeover. Complete makeover. Now, we saw us, when I say we, I'm referring to Rookie Farmer, Smoke, and myself. That we saw a screenshot of what Cashmagnet will look like. And for any of you that maybe tried out Monolith, which is a Cashmagnet app, it looks like that. Now, if you're not familiar with Monolith, I'm sure everybody has messed around with AA Music. It looks a lot like its interface, but very slimmed down, very can't even really say sleek, non-intrusive, pretty bare bones. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. They've tried to get rid of so much of the clutter that may have been hurting Cashmagnet's performance in the past. Now, that being said, Smoke and Rookie and I will be doing some alpha testing on that next week. Hopefully. Now, I'm going to say hopefully on two fronts there. Hopefully that we will actually start it next week on the testing. And we're hoping that do not release it to the general public first before we test it. We get really, really frustrated when they release a full version and it's terrible. They've been doing that for way too long. Really for the last year, they've really rolled out some terrible, horrendous versions of Cashmagnet. And the three of us, we're more than happy to be guinea pigs for them. We really are. Um, because we do have a lot of phones, we have a variety of phones to a certain extent. Now, supposedly there's going to be some other things with this new version that supposedly it's going to work on any version. I would imagine any version, probably marshmallow on up. Now, this is including Oreo pie and croissant. Oh, croissant doesn't start with a Q. Whatever Q is. So, supposedly. Now, we'll see. We'll see if that actually really happens. Because if that really happens, that's going to be a big game changer. For, not so much for me, but definitely for you guys. Especially for the people that will be looking to expand from 4 to 52 or whatever. For people that are first starting to get into it, they won't be limited by, the few phones that I use or that Rookie or Smoke uses. We're not going to be limited to the whims of really expensive eBay only on certain kinds of phones. That's going to open up some of the really cheap phones again. The Rebel 3. Well, I can't say Rebel 3 or Rebel 4. But, well, for some people, for small people, it will. Rebel 3s and Rebel 4s, they're 2.4 gigahertz. You don't want very many. They'll clog up your networks. And I've spouted off on that a zillion times before. And I don't know what phones would necessarily open up. I'm sure Rookie and Smoke won't tell me, because then I would tell you all what they're buying. So, because I've always been free and open with the whole Aristo 2, and that's why, the market absolutely sucks. Why you pay, $30 for a completely destroyed, shattered screen on an Aristo 2. So, but yeah, so I would like to do a live stream, or at least a video. Now, I'm not going to make any promises next week on that. I've had a really tough time getting motivated to do videos in the last year. Not the last year, since almost a year. And it's just I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Not going to go into that. But, so we're excited to see what's going to happen with the app. We're excited how quickly they fix all the bugs that we find. Because when we played with Monolith, we ran into a lot of stuff. Which, that's what alpha testers are supposed to do. They're supposed to run into the junk. So we will see. We will see what happens. I'm excited. Can't wait. So let's take a look at the website. So this is one of my accounts. This is a 19 phone account. Now, I'm going to say it's a 19 phone account because I have no idea why it's not a 20 phone account, because it absolutely should be a 20 phone account. But I screwed up. I moved the phone somewhere and I don't know why. Uh, I've always done a terrible. When I first started with Cashmagnet, I did a fantastic job of keeping all my phones in a certain order. Now, some of you old followers remember when I had my phones on tables. Ugh. I was very meticulous then. And over the years, since I put up the shelving, I'm just not as meticulous. So, that being said, this is a 19 phone account. Now, I'm also going to tell you, I'm about, 38, 39 cents for the last day per device. Now, I'm going to tell you flat out, I have 5 devices that the earnings were terrible on. I will also tell you that I've been fairly lazy, especially in the last couple of weeks, about dealing with my phones. And there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse for laziness. Missing out on easy money when I'm shelling out a lot of money for my networks. It's dumb. There's no excuse. Terrible. So, okay, enough belly aching on my part. Ugh. Let's get into the website a little bit. All right, well, before we get there, look at this. Withdrawals. Bam. Look how lightning fast that was. Awesome. Love it. And when I would go to cash out every month, and it would take me, how long? How long would it take me? An hour? 2 hours? It took me forever. One of my main accounts, it would take me 20 minutes just to log into it. And this thing, you just move around, boom, lickety split. Now, I do point out that this is a 19 phone account, so don't be like, wow, $94, that's incredible. How do you do that? Oh, it's because I have 19 phones on this account. One thing I have asked, and I don't know if they're ever going to do it, is if we can get bigger Amazon gift cards. We will see. Now, I asked a long time ago for the PayPal, and they actually did that, so that was awesome. But payment history, that used to take forever. Lickety split. Bam, bam, bam. Quick. Statistics. What I would do is, I would go downstairs, make a sandwich, have 14 beers, and then I would come back just in time to watch the statistics page actually load after, you take a shot in the dark how long that was. But it's fast now. And it's, if I can get my mouse to work here, and it's sortable. Now, most of these sortable things, I don't know about Rookie and Smoke. But I'm only going to use one of these. Now, you're going to notice here. Now, this is my sloppiness right here. This is a phone that I took off and replaced some time ago. So that phone's no longer there. And it's just, I haven't asked Cashmagnet to delete blah. But I'm actually not going to go into this. But you'll notice right here, there's a nickname. I can change that nickname to CMG. Actually, I'll be realistic here. So I'm going to change it to an IP address, internal IP address. You never want to use external stuff. So there. Yeah. And there is how you nickname it. Now, have the rest of you done this? Have you all checked this out on putting nicknames in there? Yeah. Um, I suggest going by IP addresses because that's how your phone is. Easiest thing to figure out with a phone is each phone has that specific IP address, internal IP address. So just put them in order that way. That's my suggestion. Maybe somebody else has their own suggestions. Let me know. Let me know in the comments there. Let me know if you're going to do it a different way. I'll show you the statistics, which is really cool. A few things I'll go over here. Let me grab a real one, and I'm not too concerned with this. Okay, so here's a phone that I actually have running. Now you see, it's an LG. I meant to ask Rookie Farmer, and maybe he'll answer in the chat. So that second number, that's a firmware number. Now, Rookie, why do they use firmware instead of operating system? You got an answer on that one? Because I'm curious. When we're buying phones and so forth, do we care what firmware it is? No. And then, of course, this last set of letters and numbers, that is the description of an Aristo 2. The 5.2.6, that is the Cashmagnet version. And like you see there, that 5.1.4, that's actually a test version that which was kind of cool. So you see some base stats here. Now let me go to the next page, and this will explain a little more. I'm gonna make this bigger so maybe you can see that a little better. Okay, so there's the information I just went over. It is active. Today's information, 15 points for 24. Oops, wait a second. Is that what I'm looking at here? Today, that's just today's information. Okay, sorry. Passive time, 15 hours left. Installs per passive time. Okay. Now what this is, these are the default apps that, when you go to games, it will show you the all those passive apps. Well, you only need 16 of them. Now we'll see if that still continues. And supposedly the passive apps are going to get smaller. Cashmagnet was talking that the apps would not be any bigger than 100 megabytes. Now that's pretty awesome compared to what they've been in the past, where they've been upwards of 200 to 300 or more. Now you see the active sponsors installs. Why they used active sponsor installs instead of calling them watch and installs, I don't know. I get that they're sponsors. That's where Cashmagnet makes a bit of money, but they're still watching installs. I don't know. You see, since the date change, I've made 15 points, which, you got to remember, for me, day change just happened an hour ago. On this phone, I've made just shy of $192. So it's wouldn't say it's an old phone, but it's got time on it. Um, some of my older phones are going to be I think 250. No, 350. So, this phone is probably year and a half, maybe, or so. So, that's when I talk about, and I've said this from the very beginning, how important it is if you have a bunch of IP addresses, how important it is to get phones up and going on it ASAP. Because for every, back then, especially for every day that you missed out, that was 50 cents. So I never quibbled about a $35 phone. What do I care about? $5 now, you know, made 192. Well, so I made 155 instead of 160. Do I care about that extra $5? There's my device ID. As you can see, well, I need to actually check this phone because it does not have hardly any space left in it. Ouch. When you do not have very much storage on your phone, you run into issues. Not only do you start having the phone run poorly, but it's not going to get any watch and installs. So I need to grab that phone and play with it. And whoa. Sorry, I beat up on my microphone there. So that being said, let me tell you kind of a big thing that's going to happen with the account online is right now they're talking, they say that the limit is 25. I don't really know if it actually is. My limit's always been higher on my main account. But what they're going to do is they are going to up that limit from 25. Dang it. Should have had a drum roll. That would have been cool. That limit will now be 400. Nope, I didn't say 40. Nope, I didn't. I said 400. So that is big incentive right there, all to look to expand. Absolutely look to expand. Because, there's nothing holding you back. Well, hold on. let me back up a little tad bit there. I wouldn't expand until we actually check out the new app and give it our seal of approval. I'm done expanding. Knock on wood. I swear. Boy Scout swear, pinky swear, whatever. I'm done. No more. I don't want to expand anymore. It's too much as it is. Plus my office right now with my fans off, it's 3,000 degrees. And that's not an exaggeration. So, okay, so now that we got, where to go? So you can, sorry. Wow, that's still huge. Okay, so you will see, this is one thing I love. Love it. I love these. I love the charts. I've been asking for these charts for years. Before with the chart, let me make that a little. Before with the chart, you couldn't tell. You'd have to get over the top of the little dumb bar graph, see what you made for that day. And if they were all flat, Here, let me get to one that's just terrible. It must not be on this account. But okay, it'd be like this one. So they're fairly flat. So unless you actually clicked on one of them, you didn't realize that they were terrible. Now with this bar graph like this, now you can really see. You get the number there, and for me, I just think it's a big fat game changer with this, especially if they are now going to allow us to have X amount on one account like this. Now, the only question is, how do you do it with, how are you going to do it with Google? Okay, so Google has limits to how many devices you can have on one Google account. So you're going to have more than one email address on. You're going to have oh, I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this. I'm being terrible, being rusty at podcasting stuff. So my bad. So with that being said, we're going to have to figure out that a little more about adding 50 phones to a Cashmagnet account. You're gonna have, I assume you're going to have more than one email address, one Google address on your phone, one Gmail. Rookie, I'm doing a terrible job. maybe you can explain that a little better than I'm floundering. Okay. Well, hopefully he responds in the chat. You're also going to be able to sort this, which I guess doesn't work. Missing something? Oh, there. Well, I don't know why it kicks you clear to the top. Okay, so there's all the days. Well, not all the days, but you get the point there in February. Okay, so what Rookie's saying here is that you're going to have to go to manual login to go above the 35 device limit. So right now we all use the Gmail Plus. So you're actually going to have to fill in the login information. And, I've said this from the very beginning. That's why it's important to have short email addresses and to have short passwords. Otherwise, Google will randomly log your phone out, which breaks your Play Store. Now, Rookie went through this. He's. I remember when he went. Well, I think I kind of remember when, and I think I went through this too at one point. I just don't remember for sure if I went through it. So, we're going to be the guinea pigs on this. So, we're gonna give you the info that we can when we can. Hopefully, Cashmagnet will get everything, all sorted out and right with that. Oh yeah, so like Side Money says here, you can use a password manager, like Bitwarden, and Bitwarden I've actually gone to instead of LastPass. to log into apps. We're gonna diverge a little bit here. So Side Money is talking about LastPass is dead to him. What if you're not familiar with what LastPass has done? Is LastPass basically gave you a choice. You could either log in with all your stuff into mobile devices or to your PC. You couldn't do both anymore. The other choice was you can pay them 35, 36 bucks a year. So I said, nope, I went to Bitwarden. All right. I don't think anything's changed. At some point, I do want to probably rewrite their FAQ. Their downloads. What's so funny with their download? Well, what happens here? Come on. You know, how dorky is that? Come on, fix your download. So, so what are you guys excited about here? Are you have you already done this? Have you already changed the nicknames on these? You know, I had my oops. No, that's what I must have had my fonts up too big. So the old man eyes that I have. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to fold all my phones into one account. So what and Cashmagnet will not merge them. They will not take, so they won't take these 19 phones and put them onto another account. Well, there's two other ways to do it. Is you can go 4 phones per day. Well, that's fine. You know, that's even not a big deal for somebody with 50 phones. It's a pain for 50 phones. But, you know, I surpassed 50 phones a couple of years ago. And it's not feasible for me to go 4 phones at a time. It is, but it'd just be a nightmare. So I'm going to see if I can get Cashmagnet to wipe this account while I have those phones off. Well, the only problem is when they would do that is their day is my night. So might have to figure something. And they might not even do that. You know, if they do it for me, would they do it for you? Oh yeah. So rookie makes a good point here. You can only go 4 phones per account if you have 4 more accounts because you can still only delete 1 phone per day. Yeah. You know, you just like to burst my bubble, don't you? Don't you? Every day it's CMG, man. You can't do that. CMG, you did that wrong. But valid point there. So 1 device per day, you know, it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to ask them to, you know, delete an account if they'll do it like that. He likes to keep me honest. You know, I haven't said hi to everybody in the chat. Let me take a little break here, you know, and do that. Let's see. MD and Doctor, Life Changer, welcome all. Bad boys in the house. Been a while. There's Rookie, of course. Smoke. Like seeing Smoke in the chat. CMH is one of the guys that has expanded into the big network market. Kudos. Let's see. Ooh, King Crypto's earnings are down 95%. Yeesh, wow. Where are you? King Crypto, you were overseas, weren't you? If I remember right. I don't remember where. Yeah, if you guys aren't running the newest versions, you really need to. The newest version is the most stable version. We got phone farming. I assume that's phone farming Scott, or formerly phone farming Scott, or I never know what your nickname is anymore. Like teasing my buddy phone farming Scott. I don't think he puts out phone farming videos anymore. I think he just puts out gaming stuff. I'm sure he still phone farms, right? Hey, Mark, long time no see. That is comical that they will be 100 megabytes or less, respectively. I just don't ever see that happening. Yeah, we do. We see that the apps that they're going to use for the default apps, yeah, we absolutely see them being 100. And like what Rookie Farmer is saying, that they were sub 50 or sub 100. When I first got to know Rookie Farmer, he had this big long spreadsheet, and it was hilarious. So he had, because he was running 8 megabyte phones, and I'm just like face palming the whole time while he's explaining about his 8 megabyte phones. And for any of you that does not know Rookie Farmer, he's in Canada, and they have a really, really tough time getting phones up there. So when he was really starting out, and getting a network up and going, that he was running 8 megabyte phones. So he had this big spreadsheet of every app that Cashmagnet had for the default apps. And he had how many megabytes each started out with. It was hilarious. Also, when Cashmagnet went to when they had some other big issues, he had another big giant spreadsheet. The guy's a genius. There's not anybody in the phone farming industry that I respect more than him. I'm not trying to belittle anybody else, but whenever I think I actually know something about Cashmagnet, I don't. He does. He really does. I give him a lot of kudos. Yeah, that whole I keep forgetting about the whole one app thing. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to figure something. Maybe. Last thing we want to really do is throw 50, 5,000 people in one night, email Cashmagnet and say, hey, can you delete this account so I can move all my phones to another account? And then especially you have people that leave those phones on, so they have to do it again the next night. And I don't think Cashmagnet's going to. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be an easy solution or not. The other thing is, Rookie, I said years ago, do not use Oreo and above. But of course, the Canadian guy only could get his grubby little hands on Oreo and above. Well, what he was running into was getting IDs that were the same on Oreo and Pi phones. Well, so one would start earning and the other one wouldn't. Then the other one would start earning and the other one wouldn't, because they had the same device ID. So I don't know if Cashmagnet has actually worked that out. So I would not go out and start buying Oreo phones in mass. Do that. Hold off. Hold off on expanding too. Give us some time to do some testing on this. Give us some. We're not sure. We're not sure what's going to happen. Let's see. Oh yeah, King Crypto. That's right. I knew you lived in a different country. You live in Maine. Ugh. Why, King Crypto? Why is your earnings so bad? Why? I mean, how much are you earning per day? Look at one of your phones and see what version of Cashmagnet you're running. Because I'm assuming that you're running an old version. That's terrible. That goes for the rest of you too. Sigma Chicken. Why, that's Sigma Chicken. Why do I recognize that name? I'm trying to figure out where I've seen Sigma Chicken. Maybe that was in the old oh gosh, can you think of the guy's name? E-Trash days. Maybe so. Don't remember. VPN working on Cashmagnet? Well, I wouldn't think so. I thought they got rid of those. The running out of time. I had a couple of phones that ran out of time that day, but generally, I don't know. Issue. Mark, are you having? You got 16 games on your phone? Don't first don't have 26. Side money. Why don't you have 52 phones running? So what's the scoop for Cashmagnet unlimited devices? Not unlimited, but it's 400. It will be. It might be 400 now. Yeah, there's Ricky talking about a stack of Oreo and pie. Yeah, we might complain about prices here in the States of eBay, but Ricky would gladly pay $35 for a phone. Version 4.2. King Crypto, why are you having so many problems there, buddy? Are you cleaning your phones daily? I'm having troubles finding the newest version. So what I do, and this is going to sound dumb, but this is what I do with Cashmagnet is I get the link and I email it to myself, because I have so many accounts. I email it to all my accounts, and then I save it in my starred folder. Yeah, I know there's probably an easier way, but that works for me. That's how I keep my Cashmagnet, my letter link around. Now, Sigma Chicken brings up a thing that others have done. I believe Smoke does it. I believe CMH. I don't know who else does it, but I don't do it. I tried a long time ago, and I don't want to try anymore. Is that they use SD cards. to expand their 16 gigabyte phones. I don't do that. Um, it's I don't have that many issues. Yeah, I showed you I had an issue with a phone, but really, for the most part, I don't have that many issues. You got to make sure you clean your phones every day. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, so what Rookie's talking about there with the 4.2, the logout bug, ugh, ucky, yucky, yuck. Make sure that you're using the current version, people. You got to do that. Um, Newest version is on the Play Store. I downloaded it today. CMH says, and yes, I've downloaded it today as well, because I keep getting logged out. Yep, there it is, and running out of time. Um, so you gotta get rid of that version, guys. Gotta get rid of that version. That's what you're running into. Well, no, Sigma Chicken. What they're going to do is they're going to do 400 per account. Now, I'm going to tell you that I have a lot of phones. I am the biggest Cashmagnet farmer that I know of. And it's tough when you get to my size. So if you want to talk about getting the 400, that's almost that's a lot more than I have. And if anybody's thinking about going past 400, I think you're absolutely insane. I really do. One thing is, you even think about it, um, let's say for some bizarre reason you actually find $20 phones. You're at $8,000 already just in phones. You're gonna get let's see, you're gonna spend another $400 on top of that just in cables. Um, as some people find out when you buy a whole bunch of cheap phones, they might not come with batteries, and they might come with a majority of ginormous issues. You would, with 400 phones, you would spend, let's say, even if you got the big 60 port chargers, you would spend $700 in chargers with charging ports. Shelving on 400 phones. You're gonna find, you got enough walls in your house, or some kind of racks. You got space for 400 phones. You gotta, you're gonna have to have. You're gonna have to have tons of fans. Got to get air movement. So I mean, while it might sound great to get like 400 phones, I think anybody that's shooting for 400 phones is absolutely nuts. They really do. And to say, is that the limit? Can I have more than 400? I would advise against it. I would ask Cashmagnet. I assume they're going to tell you no. And the last thing you want to do is piss them off. Why would, and I've said this from the very get-go. Every time I expanded, I asked them, hey, can I expand? No. Okay, I'll wait. And they would, sometimes they would tell me to wait a couple of months before I expanded. And I would wait. I was fine with that. I was perfectly fine with that. Last thing I wanted Cashmagnet to do was say, no. No. We've had it with you. We're going to drop the ban hammer on you, CMG. No more of you. What would I do then? I'd be sitting on a whole bunch of networking equipment that I couldn't use, and thousands of dollars worth of phones that I get to play eBay guy now. So, if you're looking to expand, you know, if things work out, I would do some asking with them. I wouldn't worry about getting to 52. But if you're going, to 200, I think I would ask them. Is there a way to auto clean cache? Um there's some apps out there that might work. Does anybody have a link to the proper version? King Crypto, if you come to Discord afterwards, I'll get you a link for it. The terrible thing with YouTube is you can't post links in chats. I have SD cards and 19 phones as a test. Yeah, CMH is doing a lot of testing, stuff like that. I give them big kudos. I applaud that. I enjoy seeing people doing some testing like that will work out. Any 16 gigabyte phone, you just have to strip them down the bare bones and be on their butts at all times. If you have 400 phones, how much is that a month? Well, let's say 400 times, say, 0.3 per day times 30. That's 3,600 a month. And what and like what Big B says there, what would 400 phones do for interference with your network? I have a lot of phones now, and I tell you, I have 5 I have 5 SSIDs. I have 5 access points, and I have had big issues in the past with balancing them. It's not easy. I'm not going to call myself a network guru because I got a lot of help from Rookie Farmer. I got a lot of help from my old tech guy Josh. This is, a lot of you are maybe seeing dollar signs popping up. Wow, that'd be awesome, making 3,600 a month. Well, the biggest thing you're going to run into is like you only have Spectrum. You're limited right there to 106 IP addresses. You can only have one account, one business account with 2 routers, and you can have a personal line with another IP address. What about Comcast? What about Cox? I don't know. CMH is doing AT&T. You get 50 megabytes. Well, you can put 50 phones on that. But can he put more on that? Can he put another 50? Probably not. Going to bottleneck, I would assume. So when you start thinking about, that's easy, $8,000, I can make that happen. It's the cost is big, but, and we're talking 20. If you're going to actually find 400 phones at $20, which you're absolutely not going to find 400 phones at $20. Not going to happen. But the networking, that's what's going to kill you and keep you away from 400 phones. Trust me. The maintenance on the 400 phones alone would be a nightmare. where are you gonna put all those phones? I like the thought. I'm just telling you, is one of the I assume one of the biggest farmers around that you run into a lot of difficulties. Um, you run into a lot of stuff uh that that we've ran into already. Smoke, Rookie, and I with our big farms. And that's why I try to give you guys advice. That's why I do these. That's why I do these. Is is to try to give you all advice that we've ran into. Um, Frontier is 500, but do they have a data cap on them? Yeah, it's a huge effort, but some phones can crash, and there's no guarantee that Cashmagnet will stick around. You know what? I'm going to step in right there. Uh, when so many of you have heard this story before, but I'll say it again. Yeah, this is my favorite story. So when I first got into phone farming, 2017, when Cashmagnet was really in its infancy. I bought my first phones in July that year, and I think Cashmagnet had started up, and they got themselves into some big trouble, and where they owed a lot of people, and their advertisers pulled out and said, "We're not paying you." Well, Cashmagnet said, "Well, we're not going to fold. We're going to pay everybody." And the big YouTuber at the time, y'all know who I'm talking about here, said, "Get out. Get out of Cashmagnet. Shut off those phones. Yuck. Terrible company. They're not going to pay you. They're already 2-3 months behind." That's when I started trying to figure out how I can make this network, how I can buy my next 48 phones and get them up and running. Right now, I would absolutely say Cashmagnet is not going. Like I said back then, while everybody was bailing out of Cashmagnet, I was expanding. Everybody was still saying, "Get out, get out, get out." I bought 48 phones that year on Black Friday off of eBay. Best investment I ever made in my life, bar none. And I still say phone farming's absolutely viable now, especially Cashmagnet. They've revamped the website. They started monolith up. As far as I know, AA Music is still going strong. I don't run it. They wouldn't be spending all this time on revamping the app if they were having issues financially. I I have some weird trust in Cashmagnet, and I guess because they've always been flat out honest with me. We've had a lot of one-on-one sessions talking with, and where it's been no BS session. Don't yank my chain, I won't yank yours, type of thing. And do I trust them? Yeah. Look at the size of my investment, of course. And they don't pay me to do anything different. I'm not some kind of spokesman for them. I can just say this is how much I've made. with them. This is how much I make per phone. I've done very well. I do trust them. Now, that's not to say at any given time that they could go belly up. Absolutely. That's just part of the business. Do I think it will happen anytime soon? No. Nope. I think they're solidly in the right direction. If they can make this app work, like some of the really, really, really stable apps in the past, stable versions, I'll be thrilled. I'll be so excited. I don't think they're going anywhere. But I would hold off. I wouldn't be calling your ISP tomorrow and say, "Hey, I need a line. I need a business line tomorrow. Come on now." Because I just spent $2,000 on phones, another $500 on equipment. I got Rookie Farmer going to do my setup next week. Oh, hold there. Let's wait until we get till we see the app a little bit. Okay. Yes. Yeah, the risk and reward. There was a lot of risk when I got involved. I started out, and I still say there's risk. But is the reward worth it? Absolutely. Right now. So with 8 devices, how much a month roughly? Yeah, I'll go with Rookie Farmer. They're saying 30 cents per day, per device per day, give or take. Now remember, these estimates are in the United States as well. Yep, level farmer or level 7. How many IPs can you get with business account on Spectrum? You can get 26 mark, and you could get a personal line. I'm butchering it. You can just get a regular line for your house as well. So you could be sitting at 108 phones total with 27 IP addresses. How much is business Spectrum a month roughly? Your first year it's $109 or so. A residential line. Yeah, I was totally blowing the residential line part. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I sounded really stupid there. I was just I knew it didn't sound right, but I still kept using yeah, okay. So with Spectrum, my first year on each one of my modems, I pay $109 for the first year. And then it jumps up between 165 and 185 bucks a month each. I need to actually just go in and sit down with them and kind of lay it out, saying, okay, come on. Me paying 165 on this account and 185 on that account. Where's the sense in that? And get them all decent. Wow. See, Mark's paying 129. I pay a whole lot more than that. And I don't know why I pay a whole lot more than that. So, yeah, it's frustrating. And that's Spectrum. They're not going to help you out. They're not going to it's not their job to to get you the best deal you can possibly get. That's on you. And so that's on me. But I will tell you, I've had phenomenal luck with Spectrum overall. Very, very great customer service on their business end. So, okay. That being said, this other people. Oh, here we go. Cashmagnet, you pay more because you have no other option, and they know that, and that's definitely part of it. Here where I live. I live in a town of 35,000 or so. Um, I've talked to AT&T in the past, and they've basically said we can't get in there. You know, um, last year I even talked to a city council member. I swapped a bunch of messages with that guy, saying, come on, let's get some fiber in here. There's a company. There's a company here in Nebraska that went into Lincoln and put fiber everywhere, Lincoln. And it was awesome. So they were residential and put it in for like $100. I think it was $100. So it was gig up and gig down. Well, heck, that's about what I pay, and I get a gig up and a 35 down. Oh my gosh, I'm saying that backwards. Oh, time for me to go, isn't it? So I was paying for a gig down. No. Yes, gig down and 35 up. And of course, Smoke's rubbing his fiber in my face, which that sounded not right. But he is supposed to be getting a phenomenal fiber line in Missouri. If worse comes to worse, I think I will sell my house and move in next door to Smoke, so I can. Anytime I have any networking issues, he just come over and help me out, because he knows more than me. Okay, so apparently, approximately a month ago, CM said earnings were going up 20%, and it was good for a while. But my earnings are down 30% since the past. Any suggestions? Well, Mark, the first thing I would say is you have to make sure that you're on the newest version. I absolutely wouldn't worry about earnings so much right now. The app is still having some big issues with with the bad bugs that it's experiencing. The only thing I'd say is just keep doing what you're doing. Clean your phones every day. That's my biggest suggestion. Newest is 4.2.6. Absolutely, yes. Like I said, Mark, like I know you have I'm sure you have multiple accounts. I know you have multiple accounts. Just email that link, and if anybody, come to Discord, people, and never be shy on Discord. Geez, yell at Rookie, yell at Smoke, yell at myself, ask questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We're gonna help you out if we can. If we're around, absolutely. I'm not gonna say the advice is going to, be right. Okay. The advice will be right, hopefully. All right, I gotta get out of here. I gotta turn on these fans. I'm dying. It's probably 90 plus degrees in my office right now with these fans off. Whew. It's 74 downstairs with the air on, but with my PC and 12 by 12 room, it is hot. All right, I really enjoyed tonight. It's been way too long since I've done a live show, And I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to do a live show next week, or I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do a live show in 6 months. I gotta get out of my funk. That's just what it is. It's so um so there it is. Hopefully everybody learned something tonight. For people that didn't catch this live, be sure to subscribe and smash that bell to get notified when I put up content or I go live. If I put up content, if I go live. Um Thank you all for bearing with me on me blundering through a live show for the first time in a long time. So, this has been Cashman the Guru. I appreciate you all and thank you. And we'll try to keep you informed on what's going on. All right. Laters.